Welcome everybody. In today's video, we'll be taking a look at two Stockman knives, which one's better, and we'll just take a look at them and let's get into it. The knives in question are the Old Timer 80T Senior Stockmans, and I've started carrying these. I like them both, but the Desert Ironwood just goes a little bit better for me. I don't know, the wood just gives you a little bit more grip than the delrin. I know it's saw cut delrin and stuff, but I just don't know. I like the wood. The wood goes better for me. And also this one happens to be much more refined than this one. I don't know if this is like a USA made version or not. I don't know for sure. I don't think it is. I think it's made in China. But this one just works smoother than this one. That's just the models I got. Yours may be different. But if you don't know what a stockman is a knife that usually has 3 blades, a large main blade and 2 smaller blades, usually a clip, sheep's foot, and a spay blade. Those can vary a little bit from knife model to knife model, but this is what you usually get with a stockman. And this is a good selection of knives to work with on stuff because you've got a knife that you can use as a beater blade, a knife for general use, and a save it back for keep it super sharp stuff kind of knife. I'm using all 3 of my blades as pretty evenly, I think, right now. Just trying to see which ones I like better. And starting off with the main clip point, this is a really, really good clip point. And comparing this to the Buck 371, I think the Old Timer does it a lot better. I think the Old Timer does that clip point a lot better. It's a lot more pronounced. The full flat grind is better than the partial hollow grind or whatever's going on here with the Buck. I don't know. The Old Timer just has a lot more swagger to it, in my opinion. And also the full flat grind keeps it a lot slicier for the main blades compared to the Buck Stockman. But this is a pretty decently sized knife. Let's compare it to a 91mm Swiss Army knife. It's a pretty decent blade in length, but sharpened tip to sharpened tip, you get a little bit more on the Old Timer than you do the Victorinox. And both knives here have like no blade play, no blade wiggle. They're really solid knives with a good spring on it that feels like it's not going to just collapse on your hand when you're using it. There is no half stop on these, I will say that. Neither of these two have a half stop. And if that's a make it or break it thing for you, well, sorry. But this is a pretty solid spring with like maybe a 6 out of 10 nail pull. For me, I don't get the 1 through 10 nail pull things, but for me, I'll do the 1 through 10 with my standard of 1. It just, you can basically touch the knife and flip it open. 10, you bust your thumbnail trying to bust it open. This is a 6 to 7. You're not in danger of pulling your thumbnail back, but that sucker is definitely solid. So a 6 out of 10. I'd say 6 out of 10 on all of these for the pulls. Then we have the spay blade, which I kind of like the little swoop curve here that we got going on. Very, very nice blade. Came out super sharp. I mean, both knives here came out of the box super sharp. This one a little less sharp than this one. Don't know why. Got the sheep's foot blade. Very nice. I like the sheep's foot blade the best for just like general use. It's just a good chunky beater knife. The way I kind of do it is I've got my food prep knife if I'm cutting food. This or stuff that I am going to be interacting with, like just general food prep. You want a good sharp knife, but you're not getting it too messy. This is my beater knife. This is for like breaking down cardboard boxes and stuff like that. And this is the keep it back for just something super sharp when you need something small and super sharp. Because usually when you need super sharp, you don't need super big. super small works pretty good for super sharp. So there's that. And the delrin, very nice knife. It feels a little grittier opening it than this one. I wouldn't say gritty, but there's a resistance and a roughness when pulling this open and close. There's a resistance that the other one does not have. They're about the same pull strength for pulling it open, but you can just tell like this one is less refined than this one. Also, this one has less swoop than the other one. That kind of something to consider. This one curves down more, whereas this one's more straight. Make of that what you will. I love both these knives though. This one's definitely going to be my, if I have it on hand, this is going to be my pass it to someone and not fret too much if they break it. This one's my keep it around and, save it for the good stuff. You save it for the hard work, but this is my knife. This will be someone else's knife. And both of these knives are 2-layer knives, which is very nice. I like how it just slims the package down. It's not really any slimmer than the buck knife, which is a 3-layer knife, but that means that the scales are thicker on the old timer compared to the buck. I don't know. The buck was okay when I got it last year, but as far as stockmans go, it just did not really do much for me. It was so close yet so far, whereas this just like hit the nail on the head for stockmans for me personally. And you can buy this at your local tractor supply company or online. If you live in America, you know what the Tractor Supply store is. The TSC, over usually on the edge of towns, got all the tractor equipment and stuff. They're selling these now. They got at least mine does. They got a new knife selection. Very nice. I've been using both, trying to use both regularly. I have used this one a little bit more because this came in a week earlier than this one did. But been trying to use them both. I love them. If you're into stockmans, I recommend getting either of these models. They're both great. And these are the big models too. Like comparing it to a Swiss Army knife, it's definitely a smidge longer. Like you're getting a big knife. It's not a tiny knife. Comparing it to the Buck Stockman. Buck Stockman is an 1/8 of an inch. No, maybe like a 1/16 of an inch longer. It's a little bit longer down here at the bottom corners. I don't know. The Buck is just lacking the pizzazz that the old timer has. But that's my tastes. So, kind of a rambly video with not much going on in it, I know, but yeah, maybe this helps you with some ideas on what stockmans you want to get. So, thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, do your usual like, subscribe, pass it around. Hope you found the video useful and entertaining. Hope you found it informational. And until the next time, farewell, carry well, and a bye-bye.